All right, so let's get Matthew 26, verse 6. Matthew 26 and verse 6. Now when Christ was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Christ understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman had done be told for memorial of her. So the memorial that was supposed to be told was that she anointed the body of Christ. She didn't think about herself. She broke her spirit because she had an opportunity to repent, and she understood that she was forgiven for the things that she did wrong. So with that being said, we have that same chance to be forgiven for things that we have done wrong. And I think we all know that, and or else we wouldn't, send up prayers and things like that. But one thing I think that we all forget through forgiveness is the fact that we ask for forgiveness for the things that we do wrong, whether they are great or whether they're small. But at the same time, we don't allow forgiveness from another person when they have done some type of wrong to us. So, that's what we're going to talk about today as far as forgiveness, forgiving one another, whether it's you parents forgiving your children for some things that they may have done wrong, or whether it is sisters forgiving their husbands for some things that they have done wrong, or whether we forgive each other for things that, we do wrong to each other, we say wrong to each other, we may pass off as being, we may do something to each other that we just don't like, but is it intentional or is it from the heart? I like to say no. So let's get Matthew 6. And this is where we begin when we're trying to figure out how do we forgive. Matthew 6 in verse 9.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
So this is Christ teaching the disciples, saying, listen, you're praying, pray after this manner, meaning pray like this. The Lord gave us a cue, a beginning, a start when you have people that do not know how to pray. So if you are a person that do not know how to pray, because at once upon a time we all didn't know how to pray. People pray in that everybody has their own unique way of praying. So but Christ said after this manner, meaning after this, do it like this. Pray ye thus. After this manner, therefore pray ye. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So he started off giving all praises and honor and glory to the Most High. He's like, listen, holy be your name. Read on.
Thy kingdom come.
Your kingdom is going to come. Read on.
Thy will be done on earth.
And when your kingdom comes, your will is going to be done. Not our will, but the will of the Most High will is going to be done. So when we praying and when we get to that moment to where we send up that prayer, this is what we're saying. So you children, pay close attention to prayer, because how often are you praying? Everybody should pray every night before they go to bed, every day when they wake up, and several times throughout the day. If you're not, then, hey, you need to begin. I'm not going to say that something is wrong, but your balance is not accordingly. So it says, thy will be done in earth. So it lets you know that the Most High's kingdom is going to be on earth. Read on.
As it is in heaven.
The same way that it is in heaven. Read on.
Give us this day our daily bread.
So we ask the Lord to give us this day our daily bread. What is our daily bread? You have people to think that the daily bread is talking about a food, a sustenance that we're asking for. It's not. That daily bread is not talking about some type of food sustenance. That daily bread is talking about the ability, the know-how, the scriptures, the understanding to get through your day. Help you get through whatever circumstance it may be, whether it's something big or whether it's something small, whether it's something that is going to be brief or something that is going to be prolonged. So when you pray, you asking the Lord to give you that understanding to get through that day. Read on.
And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors.
There you go. You ask the Most High to forgive you of the things that you are indebted to. So we're like, forgive us our debts. Lord, please forgive me of the things that I owe to you. But what does the next verse say?
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors. See, we ask the Lord to forgive us all day long, but we don't forgive those that are indebted to us. How do people come indebted to us? Through transgression. See, we don't look at them as being transgression. So let me say it in a terminology that we do understand. Through getting on our nerves, through offending us, through making us upset, through what other phrase that we use? You all know what I'm talking about. Those things that causes division between you and another person. That is a debt. Because in all actuality, somebody do something to you, the first thing that you say is they what? They do what? They owe you something. And that something that they owe you is either an apology or a better way to do it or a better way to say it. And we hold that over their head. But yet and still, in the same breath, we ask, get that tongue, cursing, blessing. In the same breath, we ask the Most High to forgive us of something that we have done unto Him. We're not supposed to ask somebody to forgive us of something and we can't forgive that next person of the things that they have done wrong to us. See, sometimes that situation can get hard, and if that situation is hard, we have to learn to ask the Most High to give us the spirit to be able to deal with a person that is becoming indebted unto you. And how you get over that is that we have to learn to correct that person accordingly. Get Deuteronomy 10 and 10. Deuteronomy 10, did you find it? Yep. Hold that before we call it. So let's get Deuteronomy 10 and verse 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require thee?
That's a question. That's something that we have to remember when we're dealing with each other. See, we don't think about these things until the situation is blown over. We don't think about these things until everything is okay, or after the situation has come and passed. Then we're able to think clearly. But we have to be able to fight through the turbulence and the chaos and the hard times and remember the things that we are taught. all the way up into that very second. Like, I got tempted at work, and it was so vexing. The only thing that I can think of is, at the end of this thing, am I going to be blameless? And the only thing that I can tell this person was to shut up talking to me. And because I told this person to shut up talking to me, I feel like I failed the test, because I feel like, okay, maybe I should have said something totally different. But at that time, that was the only thing that was going to be savory enough to relieve me of any type of judgment that was going to come down from this situation. So when the boss came back, I told her what happened. The girl was upset because she felt like she was coming down on her and not on me. She was like, well, she didn't do anything to you. I was like this. All praises. Because it was through all the smoke, through all the hard times, through all the turbulence, the only thing I can think of is I have to come out of this situation blameless. Now believe you me, I still feel like I did not come out of that situation blameless, because I told her to shut up. I told her to shut up talking to me. And it really wasn't a nice shut up talking to me. I was just like, listen, you need to shut up talking to me. But at the same time, I was relieving myself from that situation. But I said all that to say, because at the end of the day, I still got to be able to forgive this person and be able to work with this person. So, it says now, Deuteronomy 10-12, and now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? So these are the things that I think of when I get into a situation. These are things that we all must think of when we get into a situation. What does the Lord require of us? It's a hard thing to remember when you have Satan in the presence pressuring you. You tend to forget that what do the Lord require of us? What do the Lord require of you? Read on.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
But to fear the Most High. What part of the Most High are we to fear? The judgment. And if we're not capable enough to, in that situation, to think about a judgment before we make a move, then we have to build ourselves to be stronger. Because we have to be able to say, the Lord required me to be a certain way, to walk a certain way, to deal a certain way. Let me do that with everything that lies in me. Because at that moment, when you get into a situation and you pressure to the point to where you pressured and you can't be pressured no more, you feel like either you getting ready to die or explode. So at that moment that you feel like you're about to die or explode, you had better die versus explode. And what does that die talk? What is that die that I'm talking about? Humble yourself to where you feel like everything within you is getting ready to be taken away. Because what is it that we're supposed to fear from the Most High? His judgment. And if you don't come out of a situation flawless, then you have a judgment that's going to come behind you. Read on.
To walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul.
Right. We are supposed to love the Most High. How are we supposed to love the Most High? By enjoying to apply His law. It should be a joy to apply the law. But the problem we get into is that we don't think it don't become a joy to apply the law because that person has offended you. Because that person has done something that you don't like. But regardless of that situation, we still have to be able to rise above the situation and still come out and say, what does the Lord require of me? What is the Lord expecting me to do in this situation? So, lose Deuteronomy 10, and let's get James 3. Because we came from Matthew 6 and 12, where it says, forgive us our debt as we forgive those our debtors. People that are indebted to us. So believe it or not, when you go through a situation and you're dealing with somebody, they have offended you, they have pissed you off, they have made you mad, they have frustrated you, they have, what else, what are the words that we put in? Hurt, what else? Vex, doing, all these terminologies, but it's still, you at that time is being tempted to see, what does the Lord require of you? What are you going to do in this situation? So, James 3 and verse, let's see, just to get to the point, 10, wait a minute. Verse 8.
James chapter 3, verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame.
What, the tongue. Now it's talking about the tongue. Why is it talking about the tongue? Because in the tongue, people say things that become hurtful. People, and then our actions towards one another do things to people that will hurt them. But most of all, it's things that we say to people that will cause a very, very, very big split between you and a person. So it says, but the tongue can no man tame. Read on.
It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison.
Right. It's an unruly evil. Why? Because people can't control the things that they say when they are offended, or when they angry, or when they frustrated, or whatever word you want to put on it. And that be the thing that we can't get over. And that's why it becomes hard for us to forgive our debtors. To forgive those that are indebted unto us. Those that have did something to us, it's hard for us to let that situation go, because deep down inside we feel like that thing hurt our feelings, and that's the way they feel. But we've been in the same way, with the same tongue. That's why we come here. Jump down, read verse 9.
Therewith bless thee God, even the Father.
So with that same tongue, we bless the Most High and the Father in Christ. Read on.
And therewith first we eat.
And with that same tongue, we'll cuss a person out. We'll get real silly. That's the same way with you sisters and you married. Your husband gets you to that point, you forget. We forget about the fact that how we're supposed to be, and we're supposed to be respectful, and we're not supposed to usurp authority. Then we be offended by some things that's being said, and then we can't rule our tongue, and it just goes from there. That's why the Lord said, that tongue, no man can tame. It's an unruly evil. Because we bless the Most High, we give our praises to the Most High, we love the Lord, we this, we that with the Lord. But then we get into a situation where we're offended with somebody, all hell break loose. That tongue becomes a tongue that you're like, I can't control myself. And you tell people, you're like, listen, I'm not going to know what's going to happen after you push me to the limit, because after that, it ain't nothing I can do. It's going to be an uncontrolled thing. And that's because we forget that we still have to forgive one another. And that sometimes hold this. This is what we forget. Who knows what I'm looking for? Who? What am I looking for? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I think it's 8. 19. Ecclesiastes 19. This is what we forget. And we like, this don't apply when it comes from a mother, a father, a husband, a wife, a sister, or a brother. This only applies to people we don't know. Ecclesiastes 19, verse 16.
There is one that's lifted in his feet, but not from his heart.
Right. There's one that's slipping in his speech, but not from his heart. And what does that mean? There are going to be people that may say some things, they let some things by, they slip in their speech. But not necessarily mean this is how I feel. But when it comes from a loved one, son, daughter, mother, father, sister, friend, husband, wife, we automatically, from off the chopping block, you meant that. When we supposed to view it, okay, you slipped in your speech because you got angry, or because you was in your feelings, or because you, whatever the situation may be, whatever excuse you give to this person. But it shouldn't be an excuse that you give to that person. It should be something that you should automatically know, okay, this was a heated situation, and they was angry. They said it out of being angry. So now let me forgive that person, because there are times to where you know that some things that you have said to a person that you truly didn't mean it like that. You was hurt by the fact that they did something to you, and now you feel like you have to express that feeling that you're feeling. You need to make them feel that same way. But we're not supposed to deal with each other like that. We're supposed to be able to, without taking that thing personal to a level to where now we hate each other, let me correct you according to the scriptures, and let me show you that what you're doing is putting me in a position to where I don't like to be. But it's kind of hard to explain that at that moment. And that's why the Lord tells us, with everything that lies in you, control yourself. Be angry and what? That's what that is talking about. With everything that lies within you, through being angry or through being upset, control you. Because what's going to happen is that we forget that, you know what? We forget about the judgment that's going to come behind us slipping. And so we forget to excuse a loved one. But this scripture get applied to people who are not in the truth, who don't know what they're supposed to do. People we work with, it's easier to apply this situation to somebody at work. Because the first thing we say, you know what, I'm going to give you a pass because you don't know exactly how I am. So I'm going to give you a fair one, and I'm going to give you that because you don't know exactly what can come to pass when I get angry. But yet we feel comfortable enough to do it with one another, and we're not supposed to do it with one another like that. So it says, there is one that slippeth in the speech, but not from his heart. Read on.
And who is he that have not offended with his tongue?
And who are you who have not offended with his tongue? Why is it saying that? Because guess what? Why, if we are not people who offend with our tongue, then why are we asking the Lord to forgive us of debt? Because we have done some things towards the Most High that we like, Lord, I know you can bring straight judgment down on me, but I know that you're a person that is merciful. So I'm going to ask for mercy. But deep down inside, I don't like this person because this is what they said to me, or they slipped in their speech. And well, we're not saying that this person slipped in their speech. We're saying that this person said this and this person said that. This person did this and this person did that. So it says, and who is he that has not offended with his tongue? A person that has not offended with his tongue, the Lord said, is a righteous man, because he was able to bridle his tongue. So lose that, go back to James. So James 3 and 16. Was we at 16? No, I'm sorry, we was at 9.
James chapter 3, verse 9. Therewith bless ye God, even the Father, and therewith curse ye people, which are made after the similitude of God.
The men are made after the similitude of God. What does that mean? After the similitude of God. Say it again.
I say that for similitude and also
Okay, anybody else? All right, okay, which are made after similitude of the Most High. They possess the spirit of the Most High, so the things that they do is going to be according to the will of the Most High. So when we're dealing with each other, we have to know that one another possess the spirit of the Most High, and the Most High dwells in that person. But how do you know that the spirit of the Most High dwells in a person? Okay, by the things that they do. All right, what else? The things that they say, because they're going to be keeping the commandments. Everything they say is going to be as it is written. The things that they do is going to be as it is written. So, verse 10.
out of the same mouth proceeded blessings and curses. My brethren, these things are not to be so.
Read that again and read it loud.
Out of the same mouth proceeded blessings and curses.
That blessings is talking about we asking the Lord, hey, all praise to the Most High, you this, you wonderful, you this, you that, and then cursing. Where is the cursing coming in at? When we're dealing with one another. When a person has offended you, then the curses come out. You don't like this person, you can't stand this person, you want this person not to talk to you, you want this person to get away from you, X, Y, and Z. Person. Hatred. How is it that you can hate your brother whom you see, but then turn around and say you love the Lord? The Most High said you lie. You lie. We ask the Lord for forgiveness, but we can't forgive each other. If we lie, then what type of person are we? We're not a good person. So it says 3 and 10. Out of the same mouth proceeded blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things are not so to be. We're not supposed to say we love the Most High and we keeping the commandments, but your brother or your sister, you be mean to them, or you dislike them, or you talk bad to them, or you get an attitude with them, and then turn around and ask the Lord to help you in something that you need, or you ask the Most High to help you from being sick. But then as soon as when you stop being sick, now you're talking back crazy to your brother or to your sister. The Most High said we're not supposed to be like that. Got it? All right. Hold this. Let's get who? 1 John. All right. 1 John 4, chapter 4, verse 20.
If a man says, I love God, and hates his brother, he is a liar.
Why is that? Why does the Most High call him a liar?
Because he said one thing, something else. He said that love on opposite his brother.
Okay. Right. Because he's saying, but why does the Most High call him a liar?
So that love in from the present.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Because I guess say, I said, I guess the precept that says, hate, so we should hate just when we love.
Okay, that's right. And that's what this scripture is saying. And the Most High called him a liar. Why is that? Why is the Lord calling him a liar? It's going to explain. Read on. This is why he's calling him a liar. Go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
How can you love something you ain't never seen? And straight have genuine love and say you will lay down your life. But you see your brothers and sisters every day. And you cannot have genuine, unfeigned, lay down your life love. The Most High says, so you say you love me and hate your brother, you lie. You lying to say you hate me. Because in order for us to love the Most High, the love of the brethren it has to be there. Why is that? Because the Lord said that's the two greatest commandments. Love the Lord and love your neighbor. If you can't love your neighbor, you don't love yourself. That's a good question. Don't y'all think? How do you love your neighbor if you love yourself? Yeah. But we don't. These sacred we do. Okay, and then my question is, so if you do something to somebody, you fine with them not forgiving you? Or you fine with them grudging and not really wanting to talk to you and walking away from you? But that's what we do. That's what we do. And we feel like we justified in that thing. And how do we feel like we justified in it? Because because this person done something to me. But then we're not really loving our neighbors, we love ourselves. Because when you love your neighbors, you love yourself, you're going to treat your neighbor. You're going to give an example on how you want your neighbor to be towards you. I don't want you talking to me like I'm crazy. So that's what let me not. I'm gonna give you the, regardless of what that person is. I'm gonna be the tone setter, and I'm gonna talk to you the way you want me to talk, the way I want you to talk to me. I'm going to deal with you the way that I want you to deal with me, because obviously you don't know how I want to be dealt with. So I have to show you how I want to be dealt with. But that's not what we do. And then we turn around and say, Our Father. The Lord said that's not supposed to be. Read on, verse 21.
And this commandment have we from him,
This is a commandment that the Most High has given to us. Read on.
that he who loves God love his brother also.
So if we love the Most High, we have got to love our brother also. Why is that? See, I think that people think that we forget that it's a spirit associated with dealing in brotherly love. We love the Most High because we don't want the Most High to make us sick. We don't, because the Most High has the ability to make us sick, to kill us, to bring down judgment, to give us some type of illness that we can't get rid of, and we know that the brethren cannot. And so we tend to be like, I ain't messing with this person right here. Because this person can hurt the spirit and the soul, the body and the soul. But you ain't gonna do nothing. You don't have that ability. So we tend to disrespect one another because you don't have the ability. The Lord said, if you offend the little one, you have offended me. You disrespect this person, you have disrespected me. Especially those that hold the spirit of the Most High. So then you ask yourself, if this person is right on Tuesday and they possess the spirit of the Most High on Tuesday, what happened on Wednesday when they was correcting you? We tend to be like, you ain't keeping up with man. We tend to, when we're offended in a situation, we tend to think about the faults that person has. And because we think about the faults that person has, then we tend to be like, you can't tell me nothing. And we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to treat each other like that. Even then, through faults, we're supposed to see the spirit of the Most High. So that comes with a lot of hard work and a lot of studying and applying and believing and trusting in the Most High, that even through correction, hard times, through the cloud, through the smoke, you have to remember one thing, that you have to fear the Most High, and that if you walk out of your lane, then it becomes a judgment behind it. So it says, and this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God loveth his brother also. So we have to love our brother also. But then can we also say that if we love this person, if we love the Most High, we have to love that person? And do you think that it's safe to say that if we ask for forgiveness from the Most High, that we also have to forgive these people as well? Because if we love them, then we have to forgive them. You understand? So that's why in Matthew 6:12, it says, forgive us our debts. But he said, but you better forgive your debtors too. Because how can we ask the Most High for forgiveness and we hold our brothers and sisters in limbo? We can't. So Luke, let's get Let's go back to for Matthew. Before we get Matthew, get John 15. John 15 and verse 12.
John chapter 15, verse 12. This is my command, that you love one another as I have loved.
So Christ gave his disciples a commandment. So if we follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and we're teaching people the teachings of Christ, what does that make us? We're called disciples. Did you understand the question? So the question, it says, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. This is Christ teaching his disciples, telling his disciples, listen, love one another the same way I have loved you. So if we're teaching people the law, statutes, and commandments, if we're keeping the commandments and we're walking in the commandments and we're teaching people the commandments and teaching one another the commandments, what does that make us? That makes us a disciple. So Christ is saying, listen, so he's talking to you as well. This is a commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. The same way that Christ has loved us, through all of our faults, through all of the things that we have done wrong, he has granted us mercy and given us the space to get that thing together. And when we do fall down, he's there to pick us up, because he sends us somebody to correct us and show us that what you just did was wrong. Now, this is what you should do in this situation. Yeah, it's understandable and clear right now at this moment. But these are the same things that we have to remember in the midst of that fire and in the midst of those trials. And if we're forgetting those things, there's a problem. And it's not the problem with the person, it becomes a problem with you. You understand? So, Christ said, listen, love one another the same way I loved you. Read on.
Greater love have no.
Meaning the love for one another does not get no greater than this. Read on.
That a man lay down his life for his friend.
How do you lay down your life for your friend?
You put aside your feelings of stuff, and they.
Okay. Insanayo. Quali. Kelly, you want to take a stab at it? All right. Kiana? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Hold it. Macchiato, you wanna try it?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Okay. You want to take a stab at the question? The question is, and we at John 15:13. It says, greater love, meaning Christ said, there's no love greater than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. My question is, what is to lay down his life for his friends? What does that mean?
I would personally say keep the commandments to the best of your ability. Be that demonstration for your brothers and sisters.
Okay. Is that her? Okay. All right. Kenyatta?
They put aside the way they you would do it. So, like, I guess the situation is dealing with somebody who's dealing with a sister or a husband or a child. You lay down your life by not responding how you would respond, or the way that you feel like you should respond, or laying down the way that you want to deal with that person, or the way that you want to respond to that person, or remembering and having that love and still practice.
Okay. Okay. So in other words, she's saying, if I'm offending you and you're telling me that I'm offending you, I'm supposed to lay that part of my life down. Meaning I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing that's offending you. Get rid of that. Because in my mind, I think that that's part of life. This is something that I'm able to do and capable of doing, and this is something that's okay to do. But as soon as somebody tells you that they don't like what you're doing, what you do affects them, what you do anger them, we're supposed to take that away so that that person don't have gripe, or you're not making them feel unloved. Do everybody understand? So Christ said, listen, you can't get no greater than this. That if somebody has some type of complaint against you, get rid of that complaint. Because as long as a person has a complaint against you, there is no love. What is there? Hatred. Why is it hatred? Because they hate the things that you do. You know that saying that everybody says, I don't hate you, I hate what you do. We quick to say, well, we don't hate the person, but we hate what they do. You still hate. It's still hatred. It's because it's causing you to be at odds with that person, and I was looking for a scripture. Feel. It's causing you to feel some type of way towards your neighbor. So it's causing you to not want to, it's causing you to not be on one accord with your neighbor. It's causing you to be at odds with your neighbor. It's causing division between you and your neighbor, whether it's a daughter, a son, a sister, a brother, a husband, or wife. It does not matter who it is. If you're doing something that's angering somebody, we have to get rid of it, because Christ said there is no greater love have no man than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. So lose that. Go back to where do we come from? Let's get Matthew 18. Before we get Matthew 18, get Romans 13. Romans 13 and verse 10. Remember, Christ said, greater love has no man than this. Romans 13 and 10.
Love working no ill to his neighbor.
What? Go ahead.
Love working no ill to his neighbor.
So what's love? So when we keep the commandments and we lay down, we get rid of that thing that's causing our neighbor to feel some type of way about us. If we keeping the commandments and we walking in the law, statutes, commandments, it says it works no ill. What is ill? You know how people be like, they get on my nerves, you make me sick. That was the old saying. People be like, you make me sick. Another word for sick meaning what? Ill. You work no ill feelings. You work no feelings of not wanting to be a part of you, not wanting to be close to you. You don't work that in that person, because when you're dealing with somebody, you're dealing with them with sincerity and honesty, with the scriptures and a judgment in mind. What are the judgments in mind? That, you know what, if I go off from dealing with this person accordingly, then the Most High is going to bring judgment on me. So the scripture says, love working no ill to his neighbor. So when we deal in the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and we're applying the scriptures, it's not going to make a person feel ill. It's not going to make a person have feelings that are not according to the scriptures about you. They're going to have genuine love for you. They're going to be like, this person loves me. This person is thinking about me. This person, you know what? This person don't have no problem with me. This person is cool. This person is, we good friends. You know that feeling that like you children when you go to school and you be on one accord with a little girl, and you're like, oh, this my friend because y'all share everything. Y'all always happy. Y'all always laughing. Y'all ain't never had no disagreement. But as soon as you have a disagreement, the first thing you say, girl, they my friend. Because of the disagreement. Something was done. And that's how we are one to another, husband and wife. When something comes into the play, that love we feel is no longer there because their ill feelings have now came into play. So, read on.
Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
So if you want to fulfill the law, let it be through love. So now let's get Matthew 18. Matthew 18 and verse 7.
Woe unto the world because of offense.
Right. Woe unto us because of offense. Why is it woe unto us because of offenses? Because we get to the point at times we don't care who we offend. We don't care about the offense. It's like, oh, so well, so I don't care. Oh, and we not to be like that. Woe unto the world because of offenses. Read on.
For it must needs be that offenses come.
There's going to be times that offenses are going to come. Read on.
But woe to that man by whom the offense comes.
Right. And you don't reconcile that thing. Yeah, it's going to be occasions to where we slip. But are you making sure that you reconcile and say, hey, you know what? It ain't like that. Or are you being so hard and so headstrong to where you're like, you don't care. Next, move on with my time. They lost. That's on them. Because what happens? A lot of times we mad at each other, but do that person know you mad at them? No. And as soon as they do something wrong, you add that on top of you already offended in another situation, and it go from 0 to 100. And that person be looking at you like, what? Where did all that just come from? Because the first situation didn't get reconciled correctly. So the Most High says, so you know what? Christ said, woe to whom no offenses come. So lose that and forget. What are we holding? I thought I had you guys holding something. No, I'm not. Okay. So let's go back to Matthew. We're gonna close it with this, and then we can finish, Lord, with this class next week. All right. What I say? Matthew 6, and where do we stop off there? Read that again.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 12. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Right. So we asking the Most High to forgive us our debts. We also have to make sure that we forgive those that are indebted to us, and that we're not holding grudges one towards another, and then still asking the Most High for forgiveness, and asking the Lord to bless us here and bless us there. How can we do that? We have fault against our neighbor. The Lord said in Matthew 18. Let's get that, and then we can close with that. Matthew 18. No. 15, 19, 15. Yep, Matthew 18, 15.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
And what happens is, 9 times out of 10, we don't do that. We call ourselves applying, I'm gonna give you a pass. But are we really giving that person a pass? No, because you're keeping that sin and remembering. And then when it comes out again, we feel like we justified because you know what? I gave you the pass the first time. But the way you give a person a pass is without being offended, without putting extra on it. Just tell the person. See, that's at this moment it's easier to just say, well, just go and tell that person. But when you're offended, the way you want to tell that person is not the best way to go and tell that person. And even though you sit there and you're like, okay, now I know at this moment that how I'm about to say it ain't right. So we send up praise and we wait. But because it be offensive to us, sometimes it still come out the wrong way. And sometimes, so now we have to find ways to bring that thing out without being offended. And the only way that we won't be offended by that thing is, hey, you know what? How do I want a person to come to me and say it to me? But first and foremost, I want the Most High to forgive me because I know I'll be messing up. So I'm going to forgive you because you be messing up. You just messed up. And let me tell you how you just messed up so we can move on because right now you messed up. It's easy now because no one is tempted at this moment to tell somebody that they have messed up, But this is what we have to go to. And we all know the scripture that we're supposed to tell a brother. So it always get applied. That's why the Most High said, burn no hatred towards our neighbor for everyone. Meaning don't take it to the point to where you feel like this is the last time that you can walk with your brother ever on earth, or your sister ever on earth, or your child ever on earth. Because we get to that point to where we just be like, I'm ready to throw in the towel. This is it. And we're not supposed to get like that. Because as sure as crap stink, we don't want the Most High to be like, this is it. Because we do some stuff that we know the Most High be like, you know what? And then that's when the judgment come in, and then we go from grown and I can do this on my own to infant toddler where I need somebody to help me. No, I just need some help. No, well, you had help and you didn't like the help because you rejected the help. The Lord said it's not supposed to be. So any questions? That's it? Okay. So with that, we'll say shalom.
Shalom.